Hello, welcome to Catstycam. We're here in the middle of January and it's still about 12 degrees, but hoping that it's going to get cold soon, I want to run through winter traction devices with you, from simple ones to give you more traction on the pavement to crampons to get you up into the high hills. The first one I want to show you is a Catstycam walker. Now this is a great little device and it will go on any footwear, from just quite ordinary plimsolls to shoes to wellies to walking boots. It really will go on anything. It's got a good rubber band that comes right the way around it, and then these metal coils that crisscross under your foot. Now with the metal coils there, every time you're putting your weight onto it, you've got hundreds of biting edges underneath your foot, and that's really going to bite into the frozen snow or the ice underneath you and give you a lot more traction. We actually sell more of the Catstycam walker to ladies than we do to men. And it's more for people using around town, not on the hill. I mean, it does have its limits. It's not designed for use on the high hills. It really is designed for use on the pavement. So for people commuting in towns and when it gets cold, it's a great device. It really is. Stepping up from the Catstycam walker, we move into the Catstycam Pro. Now this is basically the same device, but it does have heavier coils underneath your feet. So it's a bit sturdier and it's more hard wearing. Now these are really better for men, in as much as most men will be heavier than ladies. They'll be heavier on the feet. So the fact you've got a sturdier coil there, it'll give more of a platform underneath your feet, and it'll be stronger, it'll take more pounding. It also has an extra strap across the top of your foot here to hold it in place. Now again, this is limited. It's not really for the hill, it's still a pavement device. But we sold a lot of these last year to postmen and people that are on their feet a lot. They're walking around town a lot, and the way the winters have been with the frozen pavements, they're a really good device, a really good thing to take with you. The next one I want to show you is the Spider from Gravel. Now this is basically you've got about 10 tungsten carbide spikes, so it's like the spike on the end of your trekking pole, like having 10 of those tied to the underneath of your foot. Now this is a bit more versatile than the Catstycam. This will get you out off the pavement and onto the hill, but again it has its limits. It's for using on frozen paths and trails where you need that extra bit of traction. The Spider will fit on most footwear, where the Catstycam would go on really fashion shoes. The Spider needs something a little bit more durable, a little more sturdy. So we're looking at approach shoes, trail shoes, anything above that, and this will work fine. Now these are great on all sorts of terrains. Of course they'll work on frozen snow and ice, but it's been so wet over this Christmas, everywhere's very muddy, and these are great in those circumstances as well. When you find you're just slipping everywhere, you can put these on. They strap around the heel and over the forefoot, really easy to put on and off, and they'll keep you upright on mud, snow, ice, everything. After the Gravel Spider, we're moving into ones that you'd recognise more as a crampon really. We start off with the Hill Sound Trail crampon. Now this is new to us this year and we love it, we're really taken with this. You've got, similar to the Catstycam, a good rubber sort of chassis to go around your foot, and from there's chains coming round to the crampon spikes underneath your foot. Now this needs to go on reasonable footwear. A sturdy trail shoe up to a boot will work, but you can't really use these on wellies or softer shoes like you can with the Catstycam. You have an articulated front plate, so as the weight from the ball of your foot, from the front of your foot goes down, this will articulate and spread the weight evenly over the spikes. You're getting plenty of traction there, and with the heel plate that sits nicely under your heel, and you've got 4 spikes digging in and giving you plenty of traction there. Here we have the Dubai Twin Peak crampon, and this is a real crampon. Now you do need a proper sturdy boot for this to work on. You really should only use crampons on boots with a B1 rating or above, but the good thing about the Twin Peak here is it actually has shorter spikes. You can see there the spikes have been cut down, so you've got a shorter spike, and it doesn't have any front spikes. It's only got 8 points, and it doesn't have the front points. So you're not going to be tempted or not going to be able to go up anything too steep because you haven't got the front points to spike in and give you the traction. Now because of that, you can use this on boots that aren't B1 rated, but it does still need to be a sturdy boot. You really need something like a Mindel Borneo or the Mindel Kansas we have here, something with a good leather upper, so you're not going to feel the straps digging in and squashing your foot, and something where you've got a good platform underneath your foot so the boot's not going to flex and just pop out of them. We find this works very well as a first crampon for people that just aren't used to using crampons but want to do some winter walking. because you can get away with them with a sturdy walking boot rather than a B1 boot, it makes it less of an investment. The final one we'll look at is from Gravel. This is the Monte Rosa crampon. Now this is probably what you think of as a traditional walker's crampon, and it's a great piece. You've got 10 points, 8 points under your feet and 2 forward facing spikes, so you can walk up steeper hills, steeper inclines. It gives you that extra purchase so you can get up the hill better there. It comes with anti-ball plates underneath your feet. You'll find as you're using crampons, you'll get clumps of snow build up under your feet that actually will lift you away from the ground, so the spikes aren't doing the job. Well, these come with the anti-ball plates to stop that happening. You do need a proper boot for this. It's a proper walker's crampon, and you need a proper winter boot. So you need a boot with a B1 rating or above for this to work properly. So it needs to be a good stiff boot with plenty of support, and a good thick leather, so you're not going to feel the straps pulling through. Once you're up to this level of crampon, you're going to be doing some quite serious winter walking. Now, you need to know what you're doing when you're at this level. If you're going over sharp edge or striding edge in the winter, you want to have somebody who's an experienced winter walker to take you there, to show you how to use the equipment, to advise you and to make sure you're safe. If you don't know somebody like that, there's plenty of good companies that can take you out. There's a firm based in Ullswater here called Distant Horizons, and they will take out individuals or groups. They'll provide all the equipment and they'll take you safely up into the hills, show you what's available, show you how much fun it can be, but do it safely. Once you're getting into the high hills and using crampons like the Dubai Twin Peak and the Gravel Monte Rosa, you really want to be having an ice axe with you. Now, an ice axe is an incredibly important piece of kit. In many ways, you're more likely to take a fall if you're using crampons. You're basically teetering on some spikes, it's lifting you off the ground, and it's going to make you more clumsy, more likely to take a fall. And if you take a fall without an ice axe, you're just going to slip all the way down. Once you've got an ice axe, at least you can stop yourself falling. You can do what they call self-arrest, ice axe braking, where you get your weight behind the ice axe and you're pushing it into the ground, and this is stopping you as you're sliding down the hill. Now, many people, they come in and they want to buy crampons, but they don't even think about an ice axe. Now, I think it's best, if you're umming and ahhing about getting a bit of winter kit, get an ice axe before you get crampons. It gives you a third point of contact with the ground, so it gives you more confidence going over uneven ground, and if you do take a slip, then you can stop yourself from falling. Never underestimate how important an ice axe is, and it's cheaper than crampons, so if you want an introduction to winter walking, make sure you get an ice axe to take with you. For practicing ice axe braking or self-arrest, make sure that you take your crampons off. You don't want to have your crampons on while you're chucking yourself sideways down a mountain. But it's a good thing to do, and again, if you've got a friend that can take you out, that's great. If not, there's plenty of companies like Distant Horizons that will take out individuals or groups and show you all the winter skills you need. I hope you found this useful. We'd love to see people getting out into the hills. Winter walking is one of the most invigorating, the best ways to enjoy the Lake District, to enjoy the high hills. But it is serious. People die on Helvellyn every year. You've got to treat it with respect. You've got to have the right equipment and, more importantly, the right knowledge. You've got to know how to use the kit you're taking. So please, try things out. Get taken out by somebody like Distant Horizons, or if you've got a friend to take you. It's great fun, it's a great thing to do, but treat it with respect and enjoy it. Thanks very much. Goodbye now.